Well, Pac-12's, yeah, I mean, Pac-12's done. Theoretically, all the teams of the Pac-12 have left except for there's 4 teams, but that doesn't even make a conference. If they come together with some kind of makeshift conference, being in the Mountain West and AAC schools, it just won't be the same thing. Who knows? Stanford and Cal are talking with the ACC. Maybe they head out there. I've been my kind of my comments known. I guess I was not like you. Uh, I was not in horror. Will I miss like the old Pac-12 kind of feel, the teams to a certain extent? But I didn't like the. I mean, what was the Pac-12 been doing for the last decade? It's been pretty much irrelevant in college football. They've only made the college football playoffs twice. They signed on to a stupid Pac-12 network that no one watches. Like, I'm an Oregon fan. I got to go watch the first game on an illegal stream because YouTube TV doesn't have Pac-12 network. It's just ridiculous. It's a dumb conference. It's been run poorly. It's been irrelevant in football, and every stupid mistake they could make, they continued to make. And like, even when they were coming to the table about making a media rights deal, I heard ESPN said something like, "Oh, we'll give you 30 million." They're like, "No, we want 50 million." It's like what world are you guys living in? You have a bunch of schools that no one wants to see. No one likes Cal for the most part. Most people don't like Stanford. People don't care about Oregon State and Washington State outside of Corvallis and Pullman. And you have a couple brands, Oregon, Washington, and USC. And actually no one watches UCLA either. Do you see their stands? There's like 20,000 people. It's like a morgue when you go watch their games. So it just had shot itself in the foot for the last decade, and the final straw was just not getting the media rights deal. And then Washington, Oregon made the right decision. I know it's weird because it's like USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington over here, and then the rest of the Big Ten over here. But they had no other choice. The Big Ten is going to be the premier league. Look at all the media rights deal they have with like Fox and CBS and NBC and who knows, they're probably going to come up with another one with Apple or something here in the near future. So financially, future mobility, it was the right decision to make, and it was the one that I was hoping they were going to do. I was going to be really disappointed if they tried to stay in this like pathetic version of the Pac-12.
Yeah, no, I remember when we were on the air and then we were talking about how for the Big 12, how Arizona State, and what's it, Utah, when they jumped to the Big 12.
Yeah.
I think we were on the air
It was right
because
after. It was right after.
looking at that and just seeing how they were discussing it was pretty different because, well, we expected the commissioner to actually make more of an effort to try to keep the conference intact. But I mean, when you read his press release, you were just like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Or was it you talking about Klikoff? Or you are, Mark? Talking about the Pac-12 commissioner? Are you talking about the
So I
Pac-12
say
commissioner?
again.
Are you talking about the Pac-12 commissioner?
I think it was I believe that the press release they released
Oh, yeah. It's a couple weeks ago. No, yeah, I'm tired. I can't talk. It's a
Mhm.
couple of weeks ago now. So, yeah, I mean, it was just, yeah. And it wasn't even his fault. I mean, it goes back to Larry Scott, but they blame Larry Scott. I think it's the presidents of the Pac-12 schools.
Mhm.
If you want to be frank, I think the demise of the Pac-12 is the presidents of the Pac-12 schools. I just, they don't take football seriously out there, and you don't want me to riff because I'm like a bunch of dystopian charade of individuals, and they just ran the conference down. And even, I mean, like, for ESPN to come and say 30 million, and you're like, no, we want 50, and just to be so out of touch of where a lot of these brands
Mhm.
were was just such. I mean, look, the Big 12 immediately locked in 31.6 million for their schools. And honestly, there's a lot of Big 12 schools that actually add more value, especially when it comes to college football, like TCU and Baylor and I mean, obviously now the Big 12 has added Utah. So I mean, Big 12 actually has some, UCF's been had some good years. Cincinnati, they've had some good brands that add pretty good value, and yet the Pac-12 is there balking at that initial offer. And the only couple schools that might have a problem with that is maybe like Oregon and Washington. The rest of them are just, they're not worth any more than that as actually brands and viewers and fan bases and actually products on the football field. So yeah, it's confusing to why they would balk on that deal, but it is what it is.
The Top 25 Rundown every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern here on the Sportscast.